What's up, AfterBuzzers? This is the Shades of Blue After Show Season 3, Episode 6, The Reckoning. We're going to be talking about breaking the blue wall, Stahl Mail, and Magnolia. Also, our special segment. Make sure you stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, you a tourist?
Hey,
every time I just riding dirty,
this?
I just feel this like in the background of their car. Like I don't know why
it makes you feel real invincible.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I feel like it's like a rival song.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
What you want?
Yeah, this is a hype song.
What's up, AfterBuzzers? I'm your host, Felicia Michelle, and we are here with my lovely ladies. Introduce yourselves, ladies.
Hey, I'm Jazzie. Thanks for watching.
And I'm Monique Loveless. Thank you for tuning in.
Oh my gosh, I really love that song. That's a great pick, Jazzie. Thank you. Got us in the right mood for this show. Okay, so this episode, oh my gosh. Okay, so Shades of Blue, Season 3, Episode 6, The Reckoning, appropriately titled.
Yes.
Overall thoughts on the show?
You know what? I really thought it was just kind of very intense. It was like all over the place. It was kind of scattered. I think that all of them were not really thinking collectively. They just kind of just like were acting on emotion. I don't know, I just kind of feel like they was all just ready just to take charge. And so it was cool to see them working together, but at the end of the day, I don't know if it was the best bet because it seemed like they were just
coming from different places
and kind of want to get their own thing out of it. You know, like Tufa wanted to get back just for his brother, Harlee trying to get answers for Nava, and then like Loman just kind of caught in the middle of it and was. So it just, I don't know. I felt kind of weird about it.
Really, I thought this was maybe like the best episode thus far.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought, even though everybody is kind of all over the place, I know they're going to like sum it up to bring it together. But for the most part, I feel like this actually was the episode that showed teamwork.
That's true. That's true. I agree with that.
Yeah, they definitely had to come together this episode to make it work for themselves.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, they did. Mm-hmm. So, they had to come together no matter what was happening with each and every one of them, they all came together to basically support each other.
Especially with Harlee, because Harlee kind of got them in that big mess anyways, if you think about it.
Yeah, so she started it. So we see they arrested Bennett, and that is a no in police culture, going against another police officer. It's like, it seems like it's the most despicable thing you can do, because everybody was affected by this in Harlee's crew. Like, I literally wrote that down, like everybody was affected by this. Were you surprised at, I guess, the consequences that they all faced from her doing this, arresting Bennett and then breaking the blue wall?
I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised at all, because I don't know. I didn't know about the blue wall, but it makes sense because, you know, a lot of cops are like, no, if you breaking like bro code or whatever, then we gonna turn on you too as well. But I like to see that her main team had her back, because everyone had turned their back on her, especially when everything went down in the dock. We seen all the backup just turn around too. That kind of caught me by surprise. So yeah. I didn't really think they were going to leave her like, you know, empty-handed like that. But it's good to see, because it gives you more of a different perspective of cops today. So.
Yeah, that's true. And it's funny because Perfect, is it Perfect? I'm not in the chat. Thank you for being in the chat. They said, can y'all explain what y'all think Waz meant by the blue wall?
I think that was like very similar to like
in
bro
codes,
like to compare to bro code, for example. I think a bro code is kind of like, oh, you know, you don't mess with like the homie's little sister or whatever, or you don't mess with like one of my ex-girlfriends kind of thing. Just something that you don't cross the lines doing. So by her trading on her own people, like Bennett wasn't really one of her own, because she doesn't work next to him, but they are all cops in the sense they're all in some part of kind of intelligence, like they're all working together to try to capture one person.
Right. I kind of think by the blue wall, he meant like we broke the blue wall, like we broke like you said, we broke the code to the police. Like we broke it. We're all supposed to stay together.
Right. That's
no matter what. It's kind of like gang banging.
Yeah.
Or like
it is like a gang. Like, you know, that loyalty is supposed to stay there, and when you don't have that loyalty anymore, then that's when it's kind of like, okay, we ain't got your back. Because, you know, in gangs, turn on them, they will kill you.
Or in reality TV, there's a term called the fourth wall, and that's where you see us as viewers, and you're not supposed to break that wall. Like, it's a wall. You're not supposed to break through a wall. So, and that's exactly what he did. The thing about it is, and I think why they went so hard on them, is because he was acting like he's an American hero. We saw that this guy Bennett had some history in the military, and then it went black. I observed his behavior while they were interrogating him.
Yeah.
Like, he was real stone-faced when they were talking, but underneath he was shaking like a leaf. So I wonder what his story is. And when Ramsey made the announcement about him being this hero who had uncovered these bombs, I was like, well, maybe some of that could be a little true, or whatever he experienced while working with Ramsey. I kind of want to know a little more about his story. But could you believe that they put that whole story out there? The whole world believes this man is a hero. Like, anti-terrorism is the number one way to become an American hero.
That's
like,
true.
you stop terrorism, like, we all love you. Like, so now he looks like a martyr.
So, but that kind of makes sense now why he walks around like untouchable. Like, you know, I'm the head in charge type of thing. Like, he looks like he's so nonchalant and like he has everything going good for himself. And now, because that was revealed to us, that was probably why. But when we saw him just shaking during the interrogation, to me, it seemed like he was so close to break. I was like, please break, like, crack, come on, like, spill it, you know? But that just goes to show that he's actually just one of them. Because Loman, for example, Loman doesn't shake or anything, but I try to compare the two, saying that they're both put into a position that they probably don't want to do something. Mm-hmm. So who knows if Bennett was placed into a situation before where he didn't want to do that, or, you know, with the whole thing of the nightmares, it kind of traumatized him. So all he knows is to kill, you know? So it seemed like he was kind of like having flashbacks and withdrawals of maybe just the past or childhood. You don't know.
They really almost got him now.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if they were going to break him because he knows what he's losing. Like, if you know what you're losing compared to if you were to, like, break. Like, the whole cop thing where we got your back, we'll be able to save you or protect you. That I feel like is always a lie. Like, you can only do so much. Yeah, you're just trying to get where you want to be with me. So I feel like he was shaking a little bit because of how when they actually went to go see the guy, he was like, I'm done anyway. So now that they got Bennett into this position and you go into these rooms and they're interrogating you, the outside doesn't know what you're saying. You're in with the cartel. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't care. They don't care. Like, they really don't care. Even with family, it's a whole gang thing.
So are you saying that you think it could end badly for Bennett just because he's in this situation? Yeah. Not because of his own doing, but just because he's in their custody. Mm-hmm. Like, something could happen. Because, you know, you're not untouchable just because you're in jail, especially if it's the cartel.
Right.
The cartel that wants you dead. I also thought it was interesting, too. You guys touched on it when we were saying our overall thoughts, is that all the crew got together, but they were down and riding for different reasons, except for Carlos. I don't know if you peeped that when they were like about to go in and they found out about the warehouse. We'll touch on that a little bit later in the show too. When they were about to go in, he was like, I don't remember voting on this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember being a part of this. I don't remember saying, yes, can we vote? And in that moment, like, I was like, dang, like, they all have different motives, but I never really thought, like, as a crew, they're still going to all go together. Because even Tess talks about how being a part of this crew has broken her whole life down because they just have this willingness to do whatever for the family. You know what I mean? I just think, like, it's kind of messed up that characters like him are suffering without really a reasoning for it.
Well, it goes back to the same thing I was saying before, the mafia. It goes back to the cartel, goes back to gangs. It's a loyalty situation. Once you have that loyalty, I don't know. I came from the hood. So once you have that loyalty, you don't vote. You're not voting. Either you're down or you're not, and you will pay the consequences later after we're done with this. So,
like, you signed up for it.
Right. Yeah, when you put your name on that dotted line, you signed up for this. So the fact that he's already been in the situation, there's no more voting now. We can't back out and say, oh, hey, I want to be a good cop. Like, you know, this is why I feel like Harlee is getting in these situations, because now she's battling trying to be a good cop.
Yeah,
and it's like, you can't do that. You have to decide. Either you decided in the beginning to be on the bad side, so you need to just go ahead and let that go out. But if not, you know, ride it out. You know, she needs to ride that out. If she's not going to ride it out, she's messing up everything else. But they have to flow with it because they've been doing it for so long. You don't have a choice.
I just think that Carlos, if he didn't want to be a part of it, he shouldn't have came along in the first place. Because I don't think they would have did anything like to hurt him if he didn't come along in the beginning.
Yeah, no.
But
It could alter the relationship, maybe.
I don't know. Is it just me?
Well,
or
he's been in the background for so long.
Yeah, that too. But I don't know if it's just me. But it seems like Carlos is like, he don't really have a word for himself because it's his choice. Like, he don't speak up for himself. Like, he's always snitching. Like, he don't really have.
He's a dry snitch.
Yeah, no, he's a dry snitch. Like, he's not really doing, and he's not speaking for himself. He's not living for himself. Like, at least all of them kind of have something that they're kind of like hoping you're living for or working towards, and like he's just there.
We don't see it anyway. I'm gonna hope that he got something to live.
Yet. So when he said like we're not voting for anything, I'm like, since when do you have a voice? Because you don't ever speak up for yourself at all.
Right.
I thought it was funny that Mo brought up the point about her. You picked the bad side because now in this 24-hour period that they have Bennett, she wants to do it the right way. You have 24 hours, sis, to get this accomplished.
Right.
Why? She's like, well, and then her and Wise make an agreement. Well, the first half we're going to do it the right way, and the second half we're going to do it the way we always been doing it. And I thought that was noble of her because she understands that she has to have clean hands throughout this entire process. Take down the IA. Like, you're the police for the police. Like, how do you take down the police for the police? So I get her point, but I thought the same thing Mo was thinking, like, you've been doing it wrong this whole time. Just keep on going.
But clearly Harlee is just confused. I mean, well, let's be real. Harlee is still a woman. And by that I mean, you know how us women we get in our emotions.
Back and forth.
We get our feelings. Yeah, we're back and forth. We don't know what we want. Let's be real. We don't know what we want. And Harlee is one of those, but she don't know what she wants. But I think in reality, she really wants to be on the good side, but it's just too late. So it's like now I don't know. I think kind of Harlee's on her own in a sense.
I feel like she needs to be, honestly. Like, I do like the juxtaposition that they keep doing, though, that they compare her to his daughter.
Yeah. That's so.
I know we'll probably touch on it, but when she was sitting there, like when she faded out, she walked in. Like, I've been trying to reach you. So I think Waz is over this team, he has to have her back. But honestly, I just have to say it. I am tired of Harlee, okay? Trying to be a good cop. Like, just ride.
Yes. I ain't tired
just
yet.
ride with it. Like, get what you need to get, because now at this point, your main thing is trying to take down Nava's, the man that you love. You're trying to take down the people that...
Yes.
Yeah, and it has to do with the IA.
Yeah.
So... I'm riding for the bad cop part because she's already been there, so you might as well just keep riding it out.
Well, speaking of riding and riders, tell us, Monique, where our AfterBuzzers who are riders with us can find us.
Right. So if you're riding with us, hey, AfterBuzzers, we love you. Our network produces after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There is no network that works harder to serve television fans, but we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz TV continue to grow. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button down below
right now
for this channel, and check out our AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so in the comments, and we'll thank you on air. For now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us to be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yes, hit that subscribe button, because I know that we all read the comments. We subscribe, comment,
and we respond
like
back
it,
too.
share.
Yes, definitely.
We respond. We'll give you our social media handles at the end. You could definitely reach out to any of us. Matter of fact, a couple of you have actually on Twitter, and I'm so sorry because I don't know how to tweet. I'm only millennial on paper. Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna get on Twitter today to do better. Yeah, I'm gonna tweet better.
And tell her that's 2018. She has to learn how to tweet. It's 2018.
Well, I don't tweet at all. I'm not on Twitter like that.
I think that's okay, because maybe I want to send some old fashioned mail like Stahl. So what about this Stahl mail? Stahl mail, stalker mail. So we see
Stahl. I can't wait till she gets her revenge on him. I don't want to see Stahl on the show anymore. He's making me sick to my stomach just watching him. He is disgusting.
You couldn't even
I couldn't hold it. I'm getting upset now just talking about it, because he's playing both sides. He clearly was already playing Harlee, but I mean the whole Gina situation. Gina's now caught in her little frenzy.
She's literally
because,
caught up.
Yeah, she's caught up, and it's on her part, because I think she's pretty much innocent. So he not only is he threatening to kill her or might kill her, or maybe did because we didn't see what happened. He's also playing Harlee too, making her think he's protecting her, but he also wants to kill her. Well, I actually don't know if he wants to kill her. He's just obsessed with her.
The note was this. As soon as I saw the note, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, could you imagine the sinking feeling in her stomach? She was out. She was in mid conversation and put on the skates and ran over to Gina's house. What did it say? It was either you or him. It was either you or him. Are you healed yet? And then that's how I was like,
that was creepy.
That's him. She was out, and then she tried to go and talk to
Gina.
Yeah,
right.
No, she tried to go to report that Stahl was still there, and they were like, actually, the development came that Gina recanted, and that's why she went over to Gina's house.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that he is playing both sides. I think he's torturing her. He's been torturing her.
Like, he loves it.
He's been torturing her. So I think he's just torturing her. Because she knew automatically what he was talking about when he said he healed her, when she was like, well, he's the only person that I told the story to. But the thing is like past season 2, I wanted Stahl to go away. Like, he was a good guy at first but he was really pressing her, and I just knew something was wrong then. But she was telling him so much. Like, I just didn't understand that because he was still creepy then. So now all the things that she has told him is now backfiring in this way. So I think he's just torturing her, like, haha, you can't find me, but I'm here.
Or do you think it's like I'm not going to let anybody else have the satisfaction of getting you, because if someone gets you, it has to be me and on my terms, because he's so obsessed with her in every single way. So if he wanted her dead, or he would be the one that would have to do it. Mm-hmm. That was just so creepy. I felt so bad for her because that victimization, like, you're continuously victimized over and over and over and over again. It's just like, will it end?
Well, because of that mail that she received, I really thought that Stahl was at the dock at the scene with him while they were shooting back and forth. I thought Stahl was there.
Too.
Really?
Yes.
No, because his vendetta is not towards the team. It's only based and focused on Harlee.
Right.
So I don't think
he has to kind of get through the team and get to her.
No. Because he just shows up at her house.
He's real sneaky with it. Like, now at this point, he's very covert. He's always very sneaky. He's never in plain sight. I mean, he's like in plain sight, but incognito in plain sight.
I hear you're saying. Well, I mean, we didn't really see everything. It's going to be more to that scene in the next episode. But if Stahl is there, I'm just wanting to give him a kudos.
No, he's not there.
I mean, you never know. He's probably following her, see what she's up to.
He can follow her, but
probably jumping in front of a bullet for her. I don't know.
Well, then we saw him with Gina.
Maybe I got high hopes.
Yeah.
Then we saw him with Gina, and I was like, poor Gina. Like, Gina really tried to go along with it and sipped a little drink last week, and now we see Gina's bound up and gagged, and he's at the what a creep. He's like at the door, like breathing heavily,
and listening to Harlee.
Like, I'm like, he's trying to smell her through the
just
door.
Fantasizing.
Yeah, he was fantasizing about her, which, I mean, like I said, last season he was super creepy. Like, even when he was in the FBI, he was just so creepy to me. Like, I didn't like him at all.
Like, weird vibes.
Yeah, and that is great writing, because anytime you get it, they evoke emotion. That's great writing, great acting. But he was always been super creepy to me. So now that he's not with the FBI, he's not on the good side, I'm actually a little more settled. Like, okay, I get what he's doing now. But before, when he was like, he had the backing of the FBI and he was just being creepy altogether, it was just.
So when you say that now you're more settled, like, so now you're okay with what Stahl's doing?
Well, I feel a little like I know him a little bit better.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know his capabilities.
With what he's doing, but I understand his creepiness now. Like, it's not like
you're more so have that closure. Like, I knew something was wrong with him. I knew it. I called it in the first season.
Yes.
Like, I picked up on it. I know it wasn't just me.
Yeah, I know it wasn't crazy.
Yes, that's exactly how I feel. Like, a little more like, okay.
Mm-hmm. And we also see him break into her car when she meets Cole to go in to get the evidence and frame her.
Frame her. I couldn't see exactly what he placed in there.
It was a bloody knife.
The knife that cut the guy at her home. The thing that she got he cut his throat.
Right.
And that was the knife he put underneath her seat.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense to me.
So I know that we'll get into that in predictions. Okay. I saw that. I just wanted to make the connection. I didn't know if I was the only one that saw it. Like, he went boom, boom, and just, I'm like, okay.
No, yeah. He, like, literally took that bloody knife and put it underneath the seat.
So this is something in the episode I just wanted to touch on because I thought it just resonated with me with just like society too. So we saw Loman and Tufo together, and their moment where they were at the hospital, they were not transforming. That's a
Being
saber-tooth tiger.
transparent?
They were transporting.
Oh, okay.
They were transporting his brother to another hospital under alias, and then that car pulled up and Tufo almost shot the guy, only to find out it was a cell phone and Loman stopping him. It was like a very full circle moment to Loman's first episode. We see Loman kill the guy thinking he had a gun, but really it was like a PlayStation game, and him not wanting Tufo to make the same mistake. I thought that their conversation together was very profound, and I really appreciated the writers doing that. And I think it added a different dynamic that they were both Black and having this conversation, because you never think about Black police officers and maybe their thought process, or maybe points of contention for them in their job versus their reality as being an African American male in our society today. And we see kind of violence with police brutality with African American males predominantly in media. So I just thought that was an interesting conversation. Did anybody else think like, oh, they try to get a little deep on Shades?
No, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, a little bit, because I like that. But see, I think it was much needed, especially because, like, to piggyback what you're saying, we already know that it's very common for African American men to be like a target, to be like a suspect instantly. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably think that because they are wearing the blue suits or the black suits, whatever, their badges, they probably have a different perspective. Like, people have more respect for them. But I love when Tufo has said, like, you know, I'm still a Black man. And at the end of the day, I'm still a Black man. So I can go down at any time, you know, or I could just be a dead cop, and I wouldn't be like that. It would be still just another dead Black man. So I like how they put that message out there, because Shades of Blue in a sense kind of always been deep, but we never really seen it from that perspective. I think that needed to be seen, just because it's just not common for a lot of that to be open.
It was a political. It was a not. I don't think it was a firm stand on any one thing. I think it was just an interesting conversation that took place between the two of them, especially on two different ends. Because Loman's like, no, save a life, and Tufo's like, no, what about my life?
Loman was so optimistic.
I felt like it was just kind of misplaced, honestly. Like, if you're gonna have that conversation, it needs to go deeper. Like, honestly, it just, like, it was misplaced. Like, I was like, okay, who's this guy? I thought he was gonna start shooting up people. Or when he said he was deaf, I thought he had something to do with Ramsey. It was just so totally misplaced. And when you misplace like that, sometimes people can miss the message, and that message needs to be heard. So I don't know. I think like
it was written
totally
for who it was for. Like, if you got it, you got it. But if you didn't get it, then you didn't get it. It just
me.
So
it was like,
if you're in the comments, or if you're on the live read right now, and did you catch that moment, or was it just me? I don't know. I appreciated it being in the show.
I liked
that's
it.
For sure.
I enjoyed it.
I appreciated that. I didn't. Of course, I'm on like Loman's side with the whole thing. I'm like,
We all
Loman,
know
because y'all
Team Loman. You don't
No,
got
I actually liked what he had to say too. You know, so
yeah, I love.
Don't come for me and my boo like
Loman,
that. Hey, Loman.
Him being so optimistic. I love how Loman was so optimistic.
He has like an ideology about being a cop, and he's almost kind of like being how he was before, like really like, you know, happy, like jubilant, like idealistic about the job and what he could bring to the table and how he could serve people before he got, you know, I don't want to say turned out, that's the wrong word, before he got turned to the bad side. So I'm sorry, you guys, my bad. I'm sorry, that wasn't a good one. Well,
I know. I get
that's why I prefaced it with saying was I could say something better, but I couldn't think of anything.
No, I get what you're saying though. Like, we're starting to see more of Loman, like of who he really was to begin with.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Before he got turned to the bad side, not turned out. So anyway, we see Cole, and Cole was going off on Harlee a little bit. He was like, "Are you crazy? Nobody told you to break the blue wall, girl." He was kind of like going in on her, but then we saw them later in the episode together, and he helped her out. He said, "We have a 10-minute window to get in here and find evidence in this lawyer's office." First off, Bull jumped out the window. I was like, "Oh,
yeah, no, that
gonna happen."
That really caught me by surprise. I was expecting him to kill himself.
Did you
like
see
right
it?
then and there.
Yeah, I saw it
coming.
coming because when he handed the picture to Carlos Espada, and he was like, "They know." And so I knew automatically when I turned around and saw the camera and the window was open, I was like, oh, he gonna jump out the window. So when he sat down, I was like, how's he gonna jump out? Because there's a gate behind him. So that all went through my mind, but I knew he was gonna suicide after that, because once again, he knew who he was messing with. So it was either he does it now, or his family will be tortured. Who knows what they would do? He doesn't know what they would do.
I didn't see it coming, because when he said that, they know my family, he sat down. I thought he was one of those like, I ain't telling you anything. Like, yeah, they know. So
that window was open.
I'm not telling you. But the way he did it, because you don't really see people kill themselves, or at least in the movies and the shows.
They jump head first.
So they're looking the opposite direction, like they're facing their fate. So if they do the back way, it kind of took me by surprise. So
I knew it when I saw the window open.
When he sat down, I was like, oh, okay. He's just like, and then I was like, is that window open behind? I said, oh no, oh baby, and then he did it.
I want to shout out I'm Perfect, I'm Not again in the comments. She said that, do we trust Cole completely? I do. Is anyone else? I'm here for
No.
Cole. Can I just say I'm here for Cole and Harlee?
Not now.
I'm here for Cole and Harlee.
Jazzie's
No.
here for it.
Nava just died. It took them forever to get together. She was turning down Nava so hard, and finally she opened up and trusted him. So I think she needs some time of healing, and to jump in with Cole will not be a
there
relationship.
wasn't a lot of room for healing in that closet.
Cole is a healer. He's a healer.
There wasn't a lot of room for healing in that closet. They were in that moment.
That's the scene I want to get to. Okay, so real quick, last episode, we see Harlee and Cole in the steamy hot pool tub, whatever they want to be in, getting real close. He sees her, in her nice lingerie. And then this time they're working together again, and like they're all cozy up in the closet because they had no choice but to. But come on now, like, I mean, let's be reality. If it was Cole as in himself in real life and J-Lo's in front of him, it's like, well, how else are you gonna react?
Exactly.
I'm here for Cole and Harlee.
Well, in the beginning, in the first episode, the second episode, I think my prediction was that I think they're going to have something. Like, I think there's going to be a little hookup. But I don't think them getting together
not
as
like
a couple,
full-fledged love and a serious relationship.
That's not gonna work out.
Well, they're for sure gonna hook up.
I could definitely see that. I do trust him.
I hope it hook up.
I do trust him. Who said that? What was the comment?
I'm perfect. I'm not.
Perfect. I'm not.
Thank
I
you
do
for
trust
watching,
him. Yeah. Thank you so much, and for commenting. I do trust him only because when they were in the closet, if you saw the young lady from his I'm gonna say his old crew. I feel like he's new now. His old crew walked up and he put his hand on Harlee's gun, and so he was gonna kill her. Like, he was prepared to kill them. That's what I think. He was prepared to kill them.
You mean at the dock?
No, when they were in the closet together. Come on, Jazz. The moment you stopped me for, you were like, look.
I'm so sorry.
They were in the closet together, and he put her hand on her gun, to shoot her if she had opened the closet door. So I feel like
no, I don't trust him because they showed him with his team shooting at her.
No, well, see, but that's how they want you to get you. They want you to think that he's on to the team with them still. That he gonna turn around to the gun.
Jazzie team
I'm
Team
Cole
Cole
and Team Harlee. Really quick though, Perfect. I'm not. I said it was a she. It's a he. Perfect. I'm so sorry.
Perfect,
so sorry.
You are. Or perfect, yeah, right?
Perfect is he. Perfect
is he. He said, I am a he.
Yes.
LOL.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Perfect. I'm not. But yes. Cole and Harlee, just let you guys know that I said it first.
I said it first.
Okay, well, it's happening. The hookup.
It's on camera. So if you subscribe to the drama channel, go back and
predictions. Go all the way to the end. It's in predictions. I totally said it.
Let us know in the comments.
If you go back, who said it? Who said it first? It's on a tape. Y'all can't deny it.
Yeah.
No, but we see them. We see them searching the office, and they find that was so smart of him to go to the picture frame with the little family. It was so cute. And I was really sad, but he went in there and they found the papers for Magnolia, which is Ramsey. Were you like,
Ramsey's so good. He's so good.
It's so many layers.
What he does.
And I thought that his fear was the cartel primarily. I thought that was his only fear was the cartel. But obviously there's some other things at work too. If Ramsey's stuff is hidden in his office, so maybe he was lawyer or an attorney for multiple people in this situation.
Right.
Because I wonder if he's Bennett's attorney. I guess not. No, ain't nobody's attorney. Sorry.
Well, I think that he still fears like the cartel and stuff, but Ramsey has to look out for Ramsey at the end of the day. So no matter what he's doing, nobody is safe around him. It doesn't matter what he does, who he's took up for, who he hasn't taken up for, who he put in his circle. It doesn't matter. Ramsey is for Ramsey, and that is it, bottom line.
What did he say when he was at the bar with Waz? He was like, I haven't seen my kids in 10 years, and I haven't. And I was just like, what kind of person are you?
It's actually pretty sad if you think about it, because but it's with Ramsey, like we keep saying that with all the other cast members that, they're kind of placed in the position, but Ramsey, I think, kind of chose his fate. Like, he chose to live his lifestyle.
Mm-hmm, he did.
Whereas the other ones kind of fell into it.
But with that moment, what I don't understand, because Ramsey is going to the media. He's telling all this stuff. Waz gave him a little bit of leverage. He said Saperstein was the one I pushed off. So in the first season, when J-Lo was with she was the intel for the FBI, they thought it was Saperstein, but Saperstein wasn't, but Waz thought it was, so he pushed him off the ledge.
I was surprised. I was like, he confessed
why?
something like that?
Why did he confess that to
I don't get
Ramsey?
that.
So I'm wanting to see, and I guess this would be predictions, but I'm wanting to see how that all plays out, because that was a moment. Like, that was a true moment, because why would you just open up like that?
Really, 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 really fast, because we're going to get into news and prediction and our special segment as well, too. But did you think the warehouse was going to go down like that? Like, when they popped up at the warehouse, there was no backup?
Yes.
Did you think the scene was going to go down like that?
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
I was shocked that the police officers found out that Harlee was there and they all left. But
That was so messed up.
But I do believe that it went down like it exactly when they said there's not a shipment here. Immediately I knew that something was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's just never straightforward with Ramsey and his crew. So it even also leads me to believe, was that evidence planted there? Now I'm thinking, can I trust Cole? Now I don't know.
That's why I said, can we really trust Cole? Because his partners came into the office when they were in the closet and said, this is we're going to do the go down tonight. And she was like, oh, what's that? And he didn't really say much, but then that's how they met them at that warehouse.
Right.
And now it's a setup.
My favorite part was seeing Tess pull the gun on Stone, like, get out the car, because I'm going back. Because I'm going to go get my people. I felt that.
True loyalty.
I love Tess for that.
Loyalty.
And speaking of Tess, I got to talk about her in the news.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
yes.
So you want to get into that? Let's get into AfterBuzz TV News and Gossip.
TV News.
Yay.
Yes, I'm filling in for Tequila, going to be with us today. But I want to talk about Tess, because I think that she is a really good asset into this show, but she does more than this show. The first picture that you see coming up right now, her real name is Drea de Matteo, and if you didn't know from before, she was in the cast of Sopranos TV series as Adriana, and then also she was in other roles like Sons of Anarchy and Law and Order. So she's actually doing some more of her getting back to her old ways and going back to her old shows and working on some new things coming up. And she also celebrated her mom's birthday just recently too.
Oh,
so
nice.
that was really nice.
Her
too.
mom?
Yes, her mother's.
Oh, okay.
Cancer season.
Whoop whoop.
Wait, is her around Leo?
Yes. Actually,
yeah.
no.
Leo
is Leo season?
Leo season started
Oh,
today.
Cancer things just ended over the weekend.
No, I think it started the 22nd. It's
Leo.
always
Is the 22nd? Okay, then the 22nd.
Okay. Well, it's their season. So you can catch her doing all of that and more. And then also, please catch her if you haven't seen it yet. She was really good in this one. Picture number 4. It's her 2017 thriller called Don't Sleep. So it's when she was like posing as like a child and she was demon possessed, and it's kind of creepy. We see her in one of different limelight. So you can check that out yet. Check it out right now. It's called Don't Sleep. It's kind of creepy. And then I want to talk about Espada. So again, we said in the show how Espada, his real name is Vincent LaCressa. He is also doing a lot of different things too. He was in the Hot Pursuit with Reese Witherspoon and Sofia Vergara. Funny movie.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that one. So good.
It is.
He's also one of my favorites too. Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift, Bow Wow. Just what I'm saying.
He was in that.
Yes, it's one of my favorites.
I love
there
all
too.
the Fast and Furious.
Me
The whole
too.
franchise.
The whole franchise is so good.
I don't like all the franchise. I only like the main cast.
Yes.
That's
So
it.
Espada, we see him playing like like a kind of like a sissy role in the Shades of Blue, but he has more to him. He has actually more movies coming up, and also on his Instagram he had talked about how his first role was being in the 1992 classic film Juice. Okay.
Yo, that's him.
That is him. I guess you didn't know that.
Wow.
That you didn't know that. So yeah, that was a nice
This
little
is
like
a lifetime
throwback
ago.
Thursday he shared on Instagram last week. So
nice.
that's just a little more insight on some of the characters on Shades of Blue. We're going to give you more on next week on the news and gossip.
Thank you, Jennifer.
You got it.
That cast is super talented all around. Like every single person is in like multiple projects doing their thing. I ain't mad at it.
So good.
So Mo, you ready?
Yes. Did
Okay,
you
so
know?
our special segment. So our special segment, if you've been watching with us for the last couple of weeks, is we talk about really silly laws that are actually real laws that we have to abide by and get in trouble.
So cool. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's weird. like, did you know these things? We didn't know these things. So I guess we're going to tell you what these things you didn't know are. So in Iowa, this is hilarious. In Iowa, definitely not a down south thing. Imitation butter cannot be called butter or described with the words butter, creamery, or dairy. It must be marketed as oleomargarine. So Iowa does not tolerate fake butter.
Wow. Fake butter. So
Fake butter.
So, but how can they tell that it's fake?
You have to label it.
But what about
You can tell fake butter.
what about like I can't believe it's
Yeah.
not butter or different
Exactly.
like butter substitutes like that? Like it can't say creamy on it.
It can say creamery or dairy. So yeah. And then the next one I have is in Kansas. And there's no swimming or wading in public fountains in Wichita. So sorry kids, you cannot swim or wade in the summertime in fountains.
Which is why you should be here in California, where
Like-
you can do anything you want to do.
You basically can.
Basically, but that's kind of weird though, because like little kids always like I don't know, they play in the
Yeah.
fountain, they
Yeah,
throw
you-
coins.
You can't take anything away from kids. I hate when people do that.
Yeah, so you can't swim or wade in the public fountains.
Especially
I mean,
swim?
I don't want you to. I know kids
I
do
wouldn't want
whatever,
my
but I
kid to
wouldn't
wade
want my
in the
kids
public
in the
fountain.
yeah.
But to put your hands or whatever, splash
Well,
each other.
you can probably do that, but you just can't wade or swim in it. Like I've seen before, the USC fountain, the fountain garden. There's been kids literally in there swimming and like playing in the fountain.
But those are kids. Those are like grown kids.
I know. Well, no, I mean,
You mean like little kids?
yeah, they were
mean,
little kids,
I
but
guess-
it's still a fountain.
I guess that has a point, because when I go to Disneyland and stuff and I see kids just playing around the little, I guess I don't know, they're wishing wells, whatever. You see the money thrown into the water.
Yes.
And the money
Money's
on the
very
rides.
dirty.
That's what
And
they were
yeah,
in.
I don't, yeah.
That seems so just.
I mean,
not,
my kid wouldn't be in there, so
Yeah.
I gotta have to agree with that maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with it.
So
Even though
you
it's
see
weird,
a fountain and you have the urge to dive in and you're in Kansas.
if you're in
Don't,
Wichita, don't do it.
So
In Wichita. All right. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
our news and gossip and our special segment.
Yes.
Okay, you guys. So we're going to get into predictions.
my favorite.
And now, your
She
AfterBuzz
just likes the
TV
weird music.
I do. I do.
It's like Halloween music.
I don't know why either, because my favorite holiday is Christmas.
I feel like you're playing it extra long for Jazzie. I'm gonna start whoever's. Oh, Mo, go ahead, Mo.
No, I think she should go first because she was
wanna go?
really excited
I
about
was
it.
excited.
I thought she was gonna be with a container, so
Nah, she's not able. I feel the energy.
Okay, so for the predictions, I really think that we're going to see a big twist this next episode. As we saw at the end of this one, Cole was there with the rest of his team. It looks like a setup because everything that we thought was going to be there when Harlee had brought her squad there was not there at that moment, and immediately it was shots fired. I don't think Cole had anything to do with it entirely, because why would Cole send her there in the first place? Like, I get it, to set her up and everything, but I think Cole is probably out for his own revenge that we don't know about. So I think it's going to be a twist at the end. I think he's probably going to turn and shoot on his own guys, and Cole might be on their side. That's what I think.
So
interesting.
Maybe that's what I want
I
to
don't think
happen.
Cole is going to turn. I think he's going to explain to Harlee why he's not turning, but I don't think he's going to turn on his crew. The shootout situation, I mean, the Shades of Blue crew is coming. Wild's crew is going to come hard. So they all coming out in the end. And I still do feel, I'm quoting this, I still do feel that there may be a hookup between Cole and then Stahl.
Wait.
I think Stahl is going to get away with a lot right now. I think he's going to still torture Harlee, but
Do you think it's gonna be a hookup with Cole and Harlee still? Even but you also think he might turn on Harlee,
I think he's going to explain to her why he could not
and
not be loyal
she's
to his
still
team.
gonna sleep with him.
Because she has some vulnerable mind situations going on.
I don't know.
I can't
I
wait for
don't know
next
about
week.
that.
I can't wait for next
Yeah,
week.
I think that what we'll see next week is I'm kind of wondering if Cole is a part of this, the whole Magnolia thing, we found out about this business that we never knew about. Now they're at this warehouse and they're ducking bullets, and their backup has turned around because they're not gonna, the entire 64 is not down for them at all. So I think that we're gonna find out obviously who the people are that are like shooting, who's there, like
Tess
who's
is
behind
coming to the
it.
rescue though.
And
She got y'all back.
and Tess, she whipped that thing around. She put pedal to the metal. So I kind of want to see what Tess is gonna do when she gets seen as one person.
Yeah, me too.
She might be the one to save the day though.
Maybe.
Hopefully so, because she's gone through a lot for this team. Like she's lost
said
a
that.
lot.
She lost everything.
said it tonight.
Yeah.
I was like, dang girl, yeah, you're right. You
But
put it all together. It's a lot.
For sure, I'm set in stone that Cole is seeking his own revenge for something else. It may not be against Harlee, but like he's out, like everyone's out to get their own thing. Like he's out to get his too. And we just don't know it yet.
Oh, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see next week. Ladies, let them know where they can find you guys at.
Go ahead.
You can find on all social media platforms that I'm Jazzie, IMJZZIE.
And I'm Monique Loveless, and you can find me on all social media platforms at Miss Mo Loveless, and that's MS Mo Loveless. Also, make sure you check out my website at MoniqueLoveless.com for all your style tips and tricks. Also, make sure you check me out on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. for Total Bellas.
And it's your girl, it's Felicia Michelle. You find me on Instagram at It's Felicia Michelle and Twitter at #1 hates fee. I'm really going to try for you guys. And thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys next week. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.